Welcome back, everybody, to another Digital Gate Studios production. Jeff, are you ready for a controversial deck profile?
What do you got for us?
We skipped this one in the last format, right?
We did.
We got Diaboromon for you guys. We know this has always causes controversy. We love the participation in the channel. We know this is a passion deck for a lot of people. A lot of people feel certain ways about this deck, how you should play it. Should you play it OTK? Should you go wide? Now we have a control version. There's a lot of fun ways to play this deck. And Bandai doesn't like to give us pieces for it, but at the same time, you know what we do as Diaboromon players? We're resourceful.
Like improvise,
we improvise,
overcome, adapt, right?
Yes, absolutely. So let's jump into the profile, okay? So we are going to play, like once again, controversial egg choices, right? So we're going to start out, we play 4 of the draw, because we need all of our pieces in this deck to get it flowing, get it working, find what we're doing. So if this Digimon has unidentified, draw 1. Really good early game. If you don't have the pieces you need to swing with that Caramon, you still get that card draw, right? So this is like your Gigimon and Diaboromon, right? There are times in this deck where you do need a 5th egg, so the other obvious option is the other Sunamon.
So you got a 5th egg.
The 5th egg, the one that gives you some extra DP, as long as you have another Digimon with the same name. So this is my egg split. You can go 4 and 1 the other way if you want to be a bigger body, but that's more of the OTK version of the build. Jumping into our level 3s, this is like the Huckmon of Diaboromon. This is it's an insane card. I mean,
great card.
Hard play it. You never really want to digivolve this in your raising area unless you have another one in hand and you're going to use, or you have the pieces you need already, because there is no inheritable. But on play, reveal 5, grab the tamer you need, and any unidentified. So really good card. A lot of pieces in this deck are unidentified, especially a new one. We'll get into that.
Intent.
Very, very good. So speaking of aforementioned tamer, you have to find it. So once again, Bandai has not given us another Errata Sonata, so we need to get that to get this deck working, especially in the going wide control version of the deck. So in EX2, we got this awesome member of the Justimon line, right?
Yep, that is correct.
I tried in a couple other, builds for this, going like full on, because there is a 3, a 4, and a 5 that do this in that line, and I felt like it got over the top. So I just run the 3s. The Monodramon, it's really good. It searches top 4, lets you add Black Tamer. So all Black Tamers, I should say. So that's kind of the key point there, is that you get to add all of them. So if you pull 3 or 4 Sonatas, you get all the Sonatas. So really good. And then we're going to jump into our last level 3s. We run just 4, 4, and 4. We're going 12, which is actually 1 higher than I usually do in this new mulligan format we have. But I couldn't find one that I wanted to take out because this guy is so good. Yeah. Let's jump down here. The Caramon. So this is the early one. This is the BT-12. This is the, when you play Digimon by effect, not a once per turn, draw a card. So this really helps you later in the game when you're playing multiple tokens and being able to draw a big chunk of cards, 3 cards, 4 cards at a time. Helps you end game pull those level 7s you need to finish out the game. Really hard to choose your level 4s in this because there are a lot of good Kurisarimons, but this one is a 4 of, in my opinion, because this is kind of the god draw when you get the Caramon. Like, you hard play the Caramon. If your opponent, like if it's turn 1 and your opponent gave you 3 memory because they played a tamer or something, you're able to play the Caramon. If you can find the Kurisari and the Errata Sonata out of your top 5 reveal, you can digivolve for 2, play a Sonata, and all of a sudden you're ready to go. Very good. Just plays a Sonata if you don't already have one. And then the inheritable, all your Digimon with the same name gain Rush. So it gives all your tokens Rush if you need to be that aggressive. If you're playing against an opponent that doesn't run blockers and they're just like a full-on Arrestor Dramon, that kind of thing, where they're just like, I'm not going to care what you're doing because I'm going fast. Well, if you can go wide and they don't have anything to stop you, you just chip. Really good. This one I was running a 3 of, but in a lot of playtesting, I realized that this is in the control version, which is kind of what this version is. You want to keep it your turn. So when you play another Digimon, gain by the same name, gain a memory.
That's a good card.
Not once per turn. So once again, you just keep going wide and you keep gaining memory. So really, really strong. I don't recommend going any less than 4 of that in this version of the deck. This is a new addition. I took out the decoy because I know that It's kind of situational.
I think you made the right call.
This one is super good, especially if you are going to be using the blocker stuff that we're going to talk about here in a second. But we're running 2 of the EX1 Kurisarimons. This one is really good because you do have a little thing where you can delete your own Digimon. When you delete one of your Digimon with the same name, you can unsuspend your Diaboromon, like your big stack. So really, really good. I'd recommend using that over the decoy in this format, just because we're still kind of sitting in the format where you don't see a crazy amount of like Gaia Force or that kind of thing. So really strong. Now, moving into, we almost filmed this deck profile last format because we got this card. This card is a huge part of the deck. So much that I went to a 4 of. We got this in BT-11, and this is the level 5 Mamimon. Now, if you're a fan of the channel and you saw our buddy Ryan's Gigimon list.
Love that deck.
We talked in length about why this card is so good. It is equally as good in this deck. Because not only is it on play, which is 7, which is kind of steep, right? But it's also in Digivolving. You get to look at the top 5 cards of your deck, grab or play a Black Tamer.
Yeah.
And just for free, right? You just play it without paying its cost. And then you get to rearrange the remaining cards. And you can put them either on the top or the bottom of your deck. Really, really strong combo. If you can get it off for 3 for Digivolve, it's awesome. If you have to pay 7, it's not a terrible play when you think about the reward you get out of it. Because if you're set to 3, if you have 3 or more memory, you're going to give them 4, which is probably about what they're going to get with their memory tamer anyways. And you're already set up with a level 5 on board that can go onto a Diaboromon, and it probably played a tamer for you. Really fun combo. We'll skip ahead just for a second. You can play this or Digivolve it. Look at top 5, and then you can play the Izzy for free, right? And then you resolve the effects of the Mamimon first. So you're going to rearrange all your, you know, you could put 3 black cards back on top, activate the Izzy, look at them again, right? And then gain a memory back because you put 3 black cards on top.
Crazy.
So you could play it for 6, or you could Digivolve it for 2. Really cool combo. Moving forward, we are going fast. So this is not a really heavy deck with unidentifieds in level 5s. You just want to be able to get your 6s. You really want to be able to get into those Diaboromons and get as wide as you can, as fast as you can. So we're going to run 3 of the Warumanzemons. I love this card. This has been a Megazoo card forever. But just that 2-cost Digivolve, the 5-cost hard play. When we get into the Tamers, I'll show you why starting your turn with 5 memory mid to late game is pretty common in this deck.
Yeah.
So being able to hard drop this for 5, Digivolve just straight into a Diaboromon, activate all of your Sonatas or the Diaboromon itself, make tokens go wide. I mean, essentially, and if you have this Kurisari, keep it your turn. Maybe go into your level 7. Very strong. And to finish that out with just 2 more level 5s, we are running 2 of the EX1 Infernmon. So this card's really good. It's really control-y. Just if you do have like an early Digivolve into this Kurisari, this is a nice one to have on the field because it does gain you memory when they Digivolve into anything remotely big.
Yeah.
It does kind of make them double think what they're going to do if they're going to do that. It slows them down a little bit. Plus the Inheritable is really good. It gives all your tokens plus 2k. They're really strong. That's it for Digimon other than our big boys. So let's jump into our Diaboromon choices. So once again, these are controversial. If you don't want to play this way, you don't have to. But we are running 4 of the Go Wide BT-5. This is the one that just makes a token by itself. So it'll trigger Rush, gain a memory, draw a card without you even having a Sonata on board. You're going to get 1 token off of this bad boy.
Oh, yeah.
So really good just to get that extra token. Once again, this is not the OTK version. This is not one where we're worried about building a stack that has that security or the promo one, you know, that gives it 1,000,000 checks. This is control until we get to our 7. So we also do run 2 of the next best one, in my opinion, the Diaboromon blocker from EX1. Now, I know this is like one of your favorites. Why is this your favorite?
This is my favorite because I love that it plays a token out of security. Yeah, really such a good ability, especially because there's so many things in your deck that benefit off of having the tokens. You know what I'm saying? So definitely a big fan of that one.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to jump in. That's it for Digimon other than our level 7. So why are we making this video now in BT-12, right? It's because
we love Diaboromon.
That's totally it, right? No, I love Diaboromon. You're just along for the ride. You just have to play test against me and be annoyed at this non-meta stuff that you have to play against. But we got a new card. We got the Quartzmon. We got the top end for our big list here. This is
green card to make that better.
Yes. When I saw that this digivolved for 6 on a white, I was like, oh, that's got to be good for Diaboromon, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Not even did I even look at the fact that it is also unidentified in traits, confirmed by Cardass, searchable by Caramon, triggered by Sonata if it's in trash. This is an unidentified card. I don't care what the lore says. I'm telling you what the cards say. So this is a great card. You can search it. You can trigger it with the Sunamon if it's unidentified in traits. So this guy, if you don't know what this does, I don't know if you're paying attention to the meta, but we had our tournament tonight at our locals, and we saw it, and we're going to continue to see it. It suspends your stuff, suspends your opponent's stuff, and for everything that's suspended, it gains memory and trashes security when it swings. It does all kinds of cool stuff. It relies on big, wide boards, and it's a great combo when you're playing against like the Hunters meta right now, where they have a ton of tamers. If you do it when you have a ton of new Digimon out, you're gonna digivolve, and it's gonna continue to be your turn.
Yeah,
and you'll just trash security when you swing. So really strong. Just controls the game. Going along with that, what we want to do is we also want to stop people from doing it to us when we have a bunch of tokens out. So we also have a really cool card. It's I don't know if you can run a Diaboromon deck without this. Even the OTK versions are really strong. Armageddon. The level 7 that's always forgotten.
Love that card. Love that card.
So strong. So the Quartzmon, if you don't know what it does, it also leaves all your stuff suspended, right? But you can play this for 3. You can delete one of your tokens to play it for 3. A level 7 with Rush, 15k. So you just got to make sure that you don't do this first, because this shuts off all level 7 when digivolving abilities on the entire board, including your own Quartzmon. So make sure you Quartzmon first, and then go ahead and do your Armageddon, because it'll stop them from doing their Quartzmon or their Omnimon X antibody or any of their fun stuff that their level 7s do. This card just says no, you don't get to do that. Or it just swings for game. It's kind of like your Blitz Omni.
Yeah.
Really cool combo that I found is with this EX1. If you don't happen to have your Quartzmon out, when it's your turn, like, it's very cool because you can just delete one of your tokens, play this. By deleting that token, it'll trigger the Kurosari and it'll unsuspend your Diaboromon. So it's really cool. So you can get an extra swing and get a swing with the Rush for the Armageddon. Let's move into the Tamers. 4 of these are just no-brainers because it do what the deck do, right? So we're going to run 4 of the Errata Sonata. If I could run 6 of this card, I would.
One day they'll give us a memory setter Sonata. I'd see
give us another one. Just give us something else that'll make tokens. I don't care how it works. Or give us another Sonata. I remember when this came out, this was like the best art tamer in the game, right?
Yeah.
And then we put Grumblemon on him just to turn him into a mutant. So that gains us memory if we have unidentified in trash. So really strong, and it generates more tokens. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you already know what it does. Read it on the screen over there if you don't. Then we're going to jump into Izzy's. So you're right. This card is triggered by a lot of black cards in your deck. Deck is probably like 75, 78% black.
It's still a good chunk.
Still a good chunk, so you still might hit it. It just basically pairs so well with a Mamemon that I couldn't not run it. It's a great 1-2 combo. I think it's the best memory setter in black that this deck benefits from. I mean, you could run the black tie, but all your Diaboromons are white. Your Quartzmon's green,
so it doesn't matter.
Your Armageddonmon's white. So I think that this is the way to go because it pairs well with your search. And then I do run Izzy and Joe because when you do run blockers, your opponent tends to run more than one Digimon.
Yep.
So being able to get this late game, have your setter plus your bonus memory, I mean, you're starting your turn at 5, 6, 7 memory, mid to late game if you're doing your control stuff right. So it's really strong, and once you get going, like, that's why we do the Warus, right? So you're starting your turn 5, 6, 7 memory. You just hard play a Waru, drop a spawner on top of it. It spawns one by itself, and it does all kinds of stuff. So it's easy in this setup to run more than one Diaboromon stack. So we're talking about Quartzmon in the format. You don't want people to do it against you. There's a lot of ways to slow it down. There is an option in this deck, or in this whole format, this line, called Catastrophe Cannon. If you don't know what it is, it's an old card from BT-5. D-Digivolves 2, and if you have a Diaboromon on the field, a token, level 6, anything, you get to create another one.
Oh, yeah.
So it also benefits really well off of the memory gaining Kurisarimon, because you'll play it, you make a token. You also, if you already have a Diaboromon on the field with that, you're playing this for 3. So really strong. Also, the Mamemon, when you play a Digimon by effect, which includes a token, you get to make any of your Digimon a blocker. So really strong. That's why we only run 2 of the Diaboromon blocker, because you do get to use that multiple ways, multiple times, and it kind of slows down your opponent when you're able to kind of block with a little token, or turn your big stack into a blocker. So really cool. And then to round things out, kill spell, Iron Fisted Onslaught. When you want to just get rid of that Quartzmon and everything underneath it, just get rid of it. Catastrophe Cannon is really good because it just de-digivolves 2, so you'll be able to just peel that Quartzmon off, and they're not able to reuse it. Iron Fisted Onslaught just takes the whole stack out. So these are good security bombs. They're kind of fun gotcha stuff. The Catastrophe Cannon is really fun in security when they hit it, and you get to play out another token. Kind of pairs well with the Diaboromon. Yeah. But this is the list, guys. This is the control version of Diaboromon with the new Quartzmon edition. Feel free to chime in the comments. I know you will. We know you did last time. We appreciate the support. We appreciate the feedback. And this is a fun way to play it. If you have a different way to play it, shoot us in the comments. I want to see what your list looks like. I want to show me your OTK version. Yes. I want to see a version of that exists in the world, because this is a lot of fun. And we're just doing what we can to keep this updated, because it's a fan favorite, right? Everyone loves Diaboromon. And if you love it, you really love it. So we're going to bid adieu for right now, and we'll catch you guys in the next deck profile video. We got a lot coming for BT-12, especially from this guy. If you're sick of seeing my ugly face over here, we got a bunch of good stuff coming. So we'll catch you guys in the next one.
See ya.